Coming up on Studio 308, how one small business owner took her ideas from the internet to reality. Another small business that lets local artists share their creativity. And meet the crew that lets Iowans drive safely to work, regardless of weather conditions. Those stories and more, coming up on Studio 308.
Welcome to Studio 308. I'm Delaney Peterson. We'll have these stories, plus we'll hear from someone whose hard work and determination in their field was recently recognized. But first, a look at one of the biggest annual events in the state of Iowa and how the city of Des Moines handles it all. For more, we're joined by Nathan Porter for our Focus 5 segment. Good evening, Nathan.
Good evening, Delaney. The Iowa Athletic Association held its 2026 state wrestling tournament this past week. One of Iowa's biggest traditions, high school wrestling, attracts thousands of people every year. Crowds flooded the streets of Des Moines and entered the Casey Center for the tournament, lasting a total of 4 days, from the 18th through the 21st. Hosted by the IHSAA, 3 class divisions took to the mats with athletes fighting for state titles. The tournament ended on Saturday after another great year of Iowa competition, with more to come next season. The Casey Center will get back on track with its next event, an Iowa Wild game against the Milwaukee Admirals on Tuesday, February 24th. The Iowa Future Business Leaders of America held a planning meeting for their state leadership conference on Tuesday, February 17th. FBLA is the largest student organization in the world with more than 200,000 participating members across America. The organization aims to provide educational opportunities and competitive events to encourage skill growth. Collegiate members gathered ahead of the annual conference to finalize preparations, and the national president gave participants a glimpse at what opportunities will be offered.
There's a bunch of different events students can get involved in, including business tours with prime sponsors, workshop series that have business professionals, as well as competitions, objective tests, performance events, and then running for state and national office, as well as hearing from a great keynote speaker.
FBLA State will be held February 27th and 28th at the Goemaat campus in Ankeny. This past weekend on Saturday, February 21st, Iowa State University's student-run radio station held its annual Curefest. 88.5 KURE Ames Alternative hosts Curefest every year, and this past Saturday was its 17th iteration. Every year since 2010, KURE has coordinated artists to come play at the maintenance shop in the Memorial Union at Iowa State University. The Student Union Board provides support and assists in planning these events, with the event often reaching the full capacity of the maintenance shop. Cure will have one more live event later this spring, with Terrace Tuesday hosted on the outdoor balconies of the Memorial Union. A restaurant in Grimes is going viral on social media for its unique pastries and desserts. European Taste recently moved from Des Moines, reopening in Grimes in December of last year. The Ukrainian restaurant has been the center of attention since moving to its new community, notably for offering a wide variety of pastries and desserts, such as creme brulee, tiramisu, macarons, coffee, and more, all connecting back to European cuisine right here in the middle of Iowa.
The most popular is the honey cake, of course, and then these fruit-shaped desserts. They are mousse inside, and they look just like curd.
European Taste looks to continue to get their name out there and grow their popularity within the community. And lastly, down in Ankeny, Dave's Hot Chicken has opened their first Central Iowa location. With a grand opening on December 12th of last year, long lines have marked the first few months of business. Plans to expand are in the works, with owners announcing the potential for more locations in the Des Moines metro area. I'm not a big fan of spice, Delaney, but I think I'm going to have to try it out.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't like chicken? Yep. Thanks, Nathan.
No problem.
Behind every small business is a story worth finding. Tonight, Victoria Prado takes you inside a vintage and handmade store that's showing why it's important to shop small.
Located in the heart of downtown Ames, the Slow Era owned by Milena Magnolia has been a long-time passion project.
Well, I had already been selling vintage online for 7 years, and right around this time I was going through a life transition. I was recovering from burnout, so I was slowing down in other areas of my life, And I was also learning about how detrimental fast fashion was to the planet.
Combining her vintage background with her art background, Maeley knew she could use her business to work directly with local artists.
When I first rebranded to the Slow Era in 2024, I was completely online and I was also doing pop-up markets. And at this point, I started working with artists to make things just for the Slow Era that you couldn't get anywhere else. And I was lugging them to markets, and I started to realize we need these in a physical location, and that's when I transitioned to a store. And we have only expanded our handmade selection from clothes to ceramics to lip balms and lots of other things.
With the goal of offsetting fast fashion, the Slow Era is committed to giving clothing new life.
We are trying to recirculate clothes that already exist. We repair clothes so that we give them another life so they're not going into landfills.
For operations assistant Sophia Strathern, this goal and her surrounding environment contribute to her love for the store.
My favorite part of working here is the colorful atmosphere. There's a lot of colors on the wall and just lots of clothing. It just makes me feel happier, and then also just the playlist is really fun. It's curated by Maeley.
In keeping with the vibrant atmosphere, a variety of factors influence the selection of items to appear in the store.
Everything that we sell is either vintage, which is 20 years or older, handmade, or upcycled. So it has to be one of those things as well. But the largest factor is what is selling to our customer.
For Maeley, this is a lot more than offsetting fast fashion. It's also about building community.
You are supporting a real person in your community and their families, not a faceless CEO who doesn't know who you are, doesn't care about you. I know a lot of the faces that come through my doors, and sometimes their names and what's going on in their lives.
In March, the Slow Era is featuring an exclusive collection of plus-size clothing by Yesenia of Mujer Desierto.
Up next, see how two locals find ways to share their work and love for art. Here's Maeley Rosengren with the story.
Nestled just inside the skate shop Sidetrack lies the workspace of Sweet Tooth, a small local art brand. Alex learned to sew from her grandma, who loved to shop secondhand.
We like to go towards more oddities and stuff, so unique pieces. We've made rat bikinis, so we'll get rats from Spirit Halloween and sew them on old bikinis, and they're ridiculous looking. We'll make tooth jewelry and weird demonic gross looking pants, so everything is more alternative based, and there's not a lot of places to shop alternative clothing in Iowa specifically, but even in the Midwest. The best art is brain vomit, and the best way to start drawing is don't get a pencil, get a permanent marker, and so you can't erase, because the more you erase, it means you're doubting yourself. And if you can just go for it, just draw and stuff, it's the best way to produce really authentic art. And there's sometimes where I'll be working on a piece and feel a little frustrated, and I'm like, Colleen, can you please finish this for me? And she's like, yes, I will finish it for you. And then it's really awesome because she'll go at it from a perspective I would not have thought of.
Colleen loves to incorporate the community and make sure their art is accessible to all.
Everything is an endless possibility. I know that's such a generic answer, but it's true. Once you start to see the possibility in literally anything, it's hard to stop at the thrift stores. I love being able to just see something that has a hole in it, or somebody else just thinks that it can't be reworked. It's almost like a challenge. Because we try to go and be as sustainable as possible with our practices, and I think that also helps us be as successful as we are. Just sourcing things secondhand from thrift stores, finding the beauty in things that people might not see always, and then making it something new.
You can check out their products at an upcoming event at Mother's Pub Makers Market, March 22nd.
In tonight's Face-to-Face, we sit down with someone who believes in giving back to the community and was recently awarded for it. Here's Cleah Phillips with more on this special individual.
Thank you, Delaney. Gail, you were recently named the recipient of the 2026 Humanitarian Award in Ames. What did getting this recognition mean to you?
Well, it was a great honor. When I received that call, I was totally caught off guard, but so appreciative. And they gave me the award at the annual MLK celebration at City Hall. And I'm embarrassed to say I had never attended that celebration before, but after that evening, I will attend every year from here on out because it was just an amazing event and lots of people put a lot of hard work and effort into it, and I was honored to be a part of it.
Sounds like an amazing time.
It was.
And you've been a realtor for 25 years in Ames.
Yes.
How has working so closely with families in the community shaped your passion for giving back to others?
So my mindset has always been, if my community thrives, my business will thrive. Not to mention, I've raised my daughters here, and now I have a granddaughter growing up in here. And so I just think it's super important to give back to the community because the community of Ames has given me so much and my family so much. So I have always made it a priority to give back to Ames.
And how do you know when it's time to step in and help out your community?
Gosh, whenever there's a need, which there's always needs, there's lots of nonprofits and individuals that welcome my help. And it could be someone on the corner that needs help financially. And of course, I stop and help that individual, or it could be something much bigger, organization that needs books, or they need volunteers or financial help to complete their project or their goal.
Mm-hmm. And I saw that one of your mottos is give where you live. Can you explain that to me? What does that mean to you?
Yes, that has been my motto for years, even before real estate. But I just think what better way to thank the community, again, that has given so much to my family and I. If I didn't live in this community and have the business that I do, it would definitely limit what I'm able to do for my family and for organizations. You know, the more houses I sell, the more I'm able to help some of these nonprofits and other organizations that I'm so passionate about.
And you've organized over 150,000 children's books for the community of Ames.
51,000, yes. So I started this as part of the year before I turned 50. I thought, okay, this is a big milestone birthday.
Yes.
What are you going to do, Gail, to commemorate this? And I thought, I'm going to spend the year before I turn 50 doing 50 good deeds. And I called it my Fabulous 50 Project. And I reached out on social media to my network and I said, okay, what groups or organizations are you familiar with that could use a good deed? And it was amazing. I learned about all kinds of organizations and people that could benefit from my good deeds that I wasn't even familiar with. And then of course I had those that I have been giving to and helping with for years. But I ended up doing over 100 good deeds. And one of them was children's books, collecting for an organization in need. And then it just kind of spiraled. And I became known as the book girl in the county that'll take your gently loved children's books. And so that was exactly 3 years ago. And so to date, I've given 51,000 books. I'm gonna do 53 very soon, but 51,000 books to whoever needs it. Schools, teachers, organizations, whoever needs books, to get those books in the kiddos' hands in our community.
That sounds absolutely amazing. And what advice would you give to community members who want to make a difference too?
So I just think, gather your friends. You don't have to do it alone. My family and I, we spend time at Food at First here, the meal program and food pantry, and it's really fun. We'll spend a couple hours on a Saturday morning or a Thursday evening working the market, and it's something we can do together, and a great example for my kids and my granddaughter. There's just so much need out there, and I tell you what, we're helping the organizations, but really they're helping us also because it's a win-win, and the feeling that you get from knowing you're making a difference is irreplaceable.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for being here, Gail. We really appreciate you.
Thanks for the invitation.
Her work continues to strengthen and lift the Story County community. A reminder that real impact starts with showing up for others. Delaney.
Thanks, Cleah. Finally tonight, snow and ice can not only make the road slick, but can also cause drivers uncertainty in how they will travel the next morning. Brodie Figgins takes us inside the snowplow to see how drivers are keeping our roads safe this winter.
Before most drivers even think about the morning commute, crews at the Iowa Department of Transportation are already getting ready. Inside this Ames garage, snowplow operators are checking routes, loading salt, and preparing for a long night of keeping Iowa roads safe.
My role here is maintaining highways, keeping up with if there's holes or if there's debris on the highways, plowing the roadways, keeping ice from building up and snow piling up.
It's definitely a team effort when we prepare for snowstorms. Obviously we have plows and our wings on our trucks that we have to make sure that they are put on securely, safely, and that takes a team. We have to ensure that we get the correct amount of salts and brine in our trucks. We have to make sure that all the parts in our trucks are moving correctly and without any problems. So when we go out there, we don't have any problems.
And the preparation doesn't happen alone. Every truck, every route, and every load of salt is part of a coordinated plan to make sure no roadway is left behind.
So we use brine to start working on the snow and ice. It will work faster than the salt will, and the salt will actually stay on the roadways longer than the brine will and continue to break through all this packed snow and ice. And after we apply, we keep going in our routes to plow off any of the residue that's there.
At first, the roads don't look too bad, just a light layer of snow and a lot of open pavement. But that can change within minutes. From the cab of a plow, drivers watch conditions shift quickly as visibility drops and snow begins to stick. Every mile means adjusting speed, watching traffic, and staying in contact with the rest of the team.
It's exciting. Honestly, I think when you're out there, you know that you're doing a good service for everyone, for the public, and you're doing you yourself are doing a good job making sure that you're being safe and the traveling public is being safe. I feel a sense of accomplishment that we're able to go out there and make sure that the roads are completely safe for the traveling public and ensuring that we get home safe as well.
It's long hours, tough conditions, and a lot of teamwork, all to keep Iowa's roads open and drivers safe.
And with this snow that we got unexpectedly, I'm really happy that these plows are here, but that's not stopping state wrestling from happening.
Yeah, it's become a tradition in Iowa, and I can't see really anything, even the weather, stopping people from going to that event every year.
Yeah.
Well, we definitely have some community strength here in the state of Iowa.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. For Nathan Porter and Cleah Phillips, I'm Delaney Peterson. Thanks for joining us on Studio 308.